Teddy Bridgewater joining us. As a reminder, please use the raise hand button if you have questions for Teddy. We'll have him for about 10 minutes, so we'll get about 8 minutes of Charlotte media and then a couple Minnesota reporters joining us. We'll get them on the back end. With that said, Teddy, you want to go right into questions?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go to Joe Person for the first question.
Hey, Teddy. Appreciate you doing this. That last game you played in Minnesota was an emotional one, and the standing ovation and the whole deal. Just kind of was hoping you could take us back through that and kind of the emotions you felt that day.
I can't even recall. I do remember, just playing there and being welcomed back, feeling the love from, the coaches, the staff, the fans, everyone involved with, the Vikings organization. But I can't really recall. I think we played there, I might have played there 2 years ago. So, each week, my mind turns the page and focuses on what's next. I'm aware that, I get the opportunity to go back to Minnesota and play a game there, get to see some familiar faces again. But at the end of the day, what's most important is coming out of that game with a victory.
Let's go to Jonathan Alexander for the next question, and then David Newton.
Hey, Teddy. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm wondering before this week, had you, and you kind of just said it just now, but had you thought much about playing at Minnesota before? And what are the feelings like leading up to this game for you in particular? What do you think about?
I really haven't thought about that. For me, it's just another opportunity to go out there and, do what I love to do. Can't make these games bigger than what they are. I'm aware of, the storyline and the build-ups and things like that, but, it's the most important game because the next game, like I said a couple of weeks ago about previous games. So, we got to make this game about us. Can't be too caught up in Thanksgiving, the Vikings. It's all about Carolina.
Hey, Teddy, David Newton. Happy Thanksgiving. I think the last time you were actually on the field there, you were lined up at wide receiver and block, didn't you? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. I think we had, 3 quarterbacks on the field for one play. That's all I remember. Trey Waynes was covering me. Taysom Hill was a quarterback. Drew Brees was split out wide on the other side. I think the play didn't really work, but that's all I could really remember.
And for you, when you go back there, obviously a lot of familiar faces and everything. Anything you want to do when you go back there? I know with COVID it probably restricts you. You hit the Olive Garden up back there or anything like that, or what?
No, man. I'll be at the hotel, amongst my teammates, getting our minds ready together to go out there and play our best football Sunday.
All right, let's go to Elena Getzenberg and then Steve Reed.
Hey, Teddy, I was wondering how's your knee, and was it frustrating for you not to get to play Sunday, or what were kind of your emotions of finding out last minute that you weren't going to start?
At the end of the day, I think, coaching staff, this organization did what was best for me. Me being a competitor, of course, you want to be out there competing with your guys, but I'm feeling good. Like I said, it's always tough being on the sideline when you want to, you have that urge, that fire lit underneath you. But, I was just happy for PJ to get out there, man. You follow PJ's story from the time he was in college to, his journey throughout the course of the NFL, the XFL, for him to go out there and lead us to a victory, man, that was a special moment. So I was extremely proud of him and just the team. Everyone played well, for one another, we came away with the victory.
Teddy, don't want to take you back to a bad time, but, ever since the injury, people have talked about you've been able to maintain this extremely positive attitude. You're always people like to be around you and things like that. Why is that? How does that come about? And what is kind of your feeling, I guess, on life and how you approach things and your personality?
Yeah, I just remind myself, man, that there's always somebody out there going through something 10 times worse than, what I may have gone through or what I may be experiencing at the moment. So it's all about, man, the mindset, that I have. I tell myself every day, you know, I get the same 24 hours as, you know, the guys cleaning toilets or mopping floors at hospitals and schools. So it's all about how I maximize my 24 hours. I, see myself as, a humble servant. So one of my purposes in life is to make those around me better. And whether that's being positive, just giving a smile, just little things that go a long way. So at the end, when I go home every day, I look in the mirror and ask myself that I maximize my 24 hours. Am I being the best version of myself? And I'm pleased with myself every day.
Let's go to Phil Orban and then Darren Gant.
If we get back to PJ really quick, you were the backup last year. You had a chance to show what you could do, and you kind of turned into this. Does that make it kind of more special to be able to watch PJ have that kind of similar opportunity to show everybody what he can do?
Yeah, definitely. And Wale, the rapper, he got a song that's called "Sue Me." That'll tell you how I really feel about just PJ having that moment, that opportunity. But yeah, it was very special just to see him, go out there, man, and play with confidence, keep shooting. And that's all you have asked for, just an opportunity. And when that opportunity presents itself, like most times we always hear about, man, opportunity doesn't, knock, it just kicks the door down. And honestly, opportunity kicked the door down. It didn't knock and tell PJ, hey, I'm here. He had to find out, hey, you starting, go out there, play ball. And, he did a great job of doing that.
Teddy, you put a picture of your minivan on social media recently and said, if it's free, it's for me. Would you describe yourself as a cheap person?
Definitely. I was actually talking about the clothes that I was wearing. Little Bit Teddy. Yeah. Got a children's book out, Little Bit Teddy, that Erica wrote. Got the clothing, the hoodies and sweats coming out also. I think people may have thought I was talking about my van, but my van is just, me staying low key.
All right, we'll get a few more questions in for Charlotte Media. So let's go to Sharon Thorslin and then Jonathan Alexander and Stephen Toronto.
Hey, Teddy, I know this Vikings defense has changed quite a bit since you were there, and they've had a lot of injuries this year as well. But what do you see out of those guys defensively, and particularly the guys up front?
Yeah, it's a physical group, and that's a testament to Zim, the way he builds those guys, man, and the way he schemes up, that defense, the structure of it. You see guys playing fast, they're well assigned. And, if you watch them early in the season, they may have struggled a little bit, but after that bye week, they were able to turn some things around, and they've been playing some great football lately.
Teddy, we were talking to Zimmerman earlier today, and he talked about, you two's relationship. Why do you think it was able to maintain even, after you were able to move on?
Honestly, Zim, he's a genuine guy. And, when two genuine folks mesh, I think those bonds, they stick forever. So he's a guy, who's always been straightforward, always told me how it was, told me how he really felt about me. And it showed, from him coaching me and also just being there for me in life, down the road, still keeping in touch and things like that.
Teddy, your first couple of years with the Vikings, you played outdoors at the University of Minnesota before moving into the new dome stadium they built. For a road team, is it a little easier to play indoors in Minnesota as opposed to what you may have had your first couple of years where you had to deal with the elements, especially at this time of year?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a big difference. I wouldn't say it's easier. They still, when they have fans, the fan base is loud. And they do a great job of trying to defend their home turf. But, going from playing outdoors with those crosswinds and those, cold weather games, it's definitely, slightly different playing indoors, especially up in Minnesota when you think about the weather and the wind.
All right, we'll get a couple questions for the media reporters here. So let's go to Chris Thomason.
Oh, hey, Teddy, what's up? How's it going?
What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Hey, doing all right. A couple of things. Hey, how often do you kind of think of that day in August 2016 when you went down with the injury, and then how far you've been able to come since then?
Honestly, I try not to think about it, but then probably before the the kickoff of games, you know, I just remind myself, man, that you're blessed. You know, I say those 2 words to myself, knowing what I'm going through, and to get back to this point, you know, I just realized that I'm extremely blessed.
And Kyle Rudolph, I don't know if you heard last week, he said that in his 10 years with the team, you're probably the most likable guy they've had in the locker room. And the fans still love you in Minnesota. I mean, why do you think, I guess fan-wise, why did you kind of capture that community and the fans love you so much in Minnesota, you think?
And I think I was just, you know, being Teddy. You know, like I talked about Zim being genuine, I was just being genuine. You know, in the locker room, of course, I was a 21-year-old child still, you know, learning. And I think, you know, the fans there accepted me, you know, as one of their own. And, you know, I think we had some success when I was there as well. So, you know, that always makes things easier. But just being a part of that organization, you know, hearing Kyle say those words, you know, that means a lot. You know, Kyle, he's a hell of a teammate also. We were locking neighbors and things like that. But, yeah, it's just, you know, I had a brief time there and we made the most of it.
All right, awesome. Thanks.
Let's go to Ben Gosling.
Hey, Teddy, good to see you.
Hey, Ben, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
You touched on a little bit with the relationships with Kyle Rudolph and Zim. I guess how hard is it to form those bonds and keep them up in a business like this where you move around and you play with guys for a year or two? What does it take to build the kind of relationships that you seem like you've built with various teammates in different places?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. When you think about, you know, in this profession, you know, there's so much of a business feel to it, where it's guys' jobs, and opposed to college where you're on top of each other, teammates around the dorms playing video games. That's all you know for 24 hours out the day. Then you get to the NFL, you have guys who have families. This is their way to provide for their families. So it does get tougher, you know, to establish those relationships. But, you know, as you go throughout the years, man, you latch on to guys who are genuine, guys who appreciate you just as much as you appreciate them, guys who have the same common goals in life as you, and you tend to grow, you know, as a person, as a friend, and as a teammate, you know, with those guys. So I think that's why Kyle and I have been able to just, you know, stay in touch. There are other guys also who I keep in touch with as well, but, you know, Kyle is the one guy for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
No problem.
Guys, looks like that's going to do it for Teddy. Teddy, we appreciate you stopping by.
All right, P.